how many jobs will we lose? And I'd just soon have you explain not just how many we'll lose in Panama if we don't have this trade agreement, but let's include Colombia and Korea as well. Because the argument here is that we have to have trade adjustment assistance and for workers who are going to lose their jobs. But I don't see how they're going to lose their jobs. Most of the exports from us will be agricultural exports. And everything I've looked at says we'll create jobs if we can do these 3 trade agreements. And that people in this country will benefit greatly, not only from jobs, but from the additional approximately $13 billion of trade that will come from these 3 trade agreements. And in the case of Panama, what is there about this free trade agreement that is going to cost any jobs? I mean, I don't, for some reason I'm missing something here. I mean, it looks to me like, I admit that the unions are the strongest supporters of Democrats, but, you know, isn't there a point? I mean, what they're asking for is $7.2 billion over 10 years, or around $5 billion over 5 years because of so-called lost jobs, but I don't see where they lose any jobs. We're going to gain jobs by having $13 billion worth of, or more, of trade with these 3 agreements. And what really bothers me is I don't see where you lose any jobs at all with Panama, and yet we're treating them like dirt by not having these agreements. I mean, I admit that you've got a lot of pressure from the unions on this, but it's just another free gift to the unions, it looks like to me, when in fact it may benefit them. All 3 of these agreements would benefit them. I'd just like your viewpoint. How many jobs are going to be lost? And where are they? What part of the economy will they be lost?
Senator, let me try to respond to each of your points.
Okay.
We do not have an estimate from the ITC on the number of jobs with respect to Panama. So that's why I didn't provide a number earlier. But I can say that overall we feel confident that all 3 agreements will boost our exports and thereby create or sustain more American jobs.
Right.
We're fully committed to doing that.
Right.
The purpose of the TAA program, which has always been bipartisan in nature and passed with strong support from this committee in particular, the purpose is to help those workers whose jobs are dislocated by trade. So when a trade agreement or our existing agreements, they certainly, we expect, will create and sustain new jobs in certain sectors. It can well lead to the dislocation, and has in the past, of other workers. So the TA program is so important.
Give me some illustration of some workers are going to lose their job because of the Panamanian agreement. I mean, tell me one job will be lost. I can't even think of one job that's going to be lost, and we will gain jobs. You admit that we'll gain jobs with these 3 trade agreements. We'll gain jobs with Panama, but we're treating an ally and a friend and a wonderful country that means a great deal to us in America, like dirt, so that we can pay off the unions who aren't going to lose any jobs.
They are indeed one of our strongest partners in Central America. We work closely with them every day. We have the highest respect, and I believe it's mutual respect for this relationship. So I feel, and I think they feel, that we have a very good partnership, and this agreement will make it even stronger. And our work to get to this point has made our partnership even stronger.
That doesn't answer my question. How many jobs will we lose if we implement this agreement with Panama without trade adjustment assistance?
I don't have, as I mentioned, job estimates with respect to Panama, but I can say that trade adjustment assistance is vital to help American workers who are hurting. They're hurting because
wait a minute. You're saying that we should hold up these agreements so that we can put billions of dollars out to help American workers that are hurting, who aren't being hurt by these agreements. In fact, they'll benefit from these agreements. I don't understand the logic. And I don't mean to be picking on you. It's driving me nuts that the administration, and it looks like just a payoff to the unions rather than And if you can show me where the jobs are, I imagine that this would go a lot better. I don't see where we're losing jobs. I think we gain jobs. We'd have net gain in trade, which creates jobs in this country. And in Panama, I don't think you can show me one American job that's going to be lost. Why should we put up $7.2 billion over 10 years in a country that's currently broke? Just because the unions want it. And because there may be some people suffering. Let's find some other way of doing it that is justified, rather than holding up these free trade agreements that are so crucial, it seems to me, to our relationships, especially in Panama and Colombia, but even more especially in some ways because of the total amount of trade in Korea. These are countries that we want to keep total friendship with. And in fact, I hope we can keep friendship with all countries, but especially these three. I just don't see it personally, and I understand you have a tough situation explaining it, but my goodness, I don't see where any jobs are lost. Now, maybe I'm just oversimplifying. I don't know, but I don't think so.
Do I have time to respond?
Sure.
I find it simple to explain because it's so important. We talk about moving these agreements forward consistent with both our economic values and our core values. Trade adjustment assistance, helping those American workers who are hurting today because their jobs have been dislocated by trade and because they need training, retraining to move into new fields, is a core value,
but
is
you can't
essential.
name one job, American job, that's going to be lost. You know that. And so trade adjustment assistance has no relation to these trade agreements.
Let me just jump in here and try to get some sanity and civility to this discussion.
Well, I don't think I'm being insane by asking these questions.
No, the point is this.
In fact, I think the administration's been insane by socking up to the American taxpayers who are broke now.
No, the point is this. We don't have a Panama TAA. We don't have a Colombia TAA. We don't have a Korea TAA. We don't have any specific country TAA. We have trade adjustment assistance generally for American workers who lose their jobs on account of trade. Our current TA expired February. There is no law today which allows people who lose their jobs on account of trade through no fault of their own to get
so we're going to hold up. We're going to hold up these three trade agreements because you don't have a TAA.
No, the point is that this place really only operates when we work together as a team.
Well, I want to work together.
The teamwork is get these trade adjustment, get the FTAs passed and the TAA reauthorized. You know, that's the package. That's the framework. That's the teamwork. And I hope very much we could do that because then we can get the FTAs passed.
And we want to move forward as quickly as possible on the FTAs and on TAA.
Right. I know
together.
you do. I know. Thank you all very much. The hearing's adjourned.